Hi, my name is Jill Wootton and I'm the founder of Withinsight. Withinsight is a company that specialises in training people in effective psychotherapeutic tools and techniques to help themselves or others overcome problem behaviours or ways of thinking. Okay, so this is the second in a series of short videos on post-traumatic stress disorder, on PTSD. And today what we're going to look at are the symptoms. Now the first thing to take on board when we're looking at the symptoms is that there is a whole range of symptoms and they can be experienced to a greater or lesser degree. So you might have somebody experiencing full-blown riding panic attacks, in a high state of agitation and anxiety nearly all of the time, inability to sleep, feeling really kind of derailed and out of control. Right at the other end of the scale, you will have somebody maybe who's just been maybe a bit bullied at work and just feels uncomfortable about thinking about it, or starts to feel a bit uncomfortable about going into work. And their lives aren't derailed by it in any way, but they have just a low level of anxiety and anticipatory anxiety about maybe going back to the place or seeing the people that actually were causing the bullying. Now, in order to be medically diagnosed as having PTSD, you need to have a variety of symptoms and experiences which range over a particular period of time as designated and written down by the British Medical Association. But it's in our experience that because of this range of signs and symptoms that people have, the techniques that are available to us can help people on that scale, whether they have full-blown PTSD or this mild sort of agitation and discomfort when thinking about people or an event. So before I go on to discuss the actual symptoms, if you have PTSD, you might have all of them to a really high level, or you might just find that you have one or two of these symptoms that we're going to talk about. Either way, the techniques that we talk about at the very end of the series of videos will be able to help you overcome those experiencing those particular problems. What is present in every case of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, is a state of anxiety, and this can range from just a rising agitation which lasts 24/7 with accompanying panic attacks and real sense of feeling completely overwhelmed and really desperate at the situation that they're in, right the way through to a sense of just agitation and general restlessness. Panic attacks are another feature of PTSD. This is where all of a sudden your body is completely taken over by this sense of uncontrollable waves of anxiety as your body goes into what we call the fight and flight. People will experience just almost as if their heart is going to burst out of their chest. People can feel as if they're going to faint. They feel very nauseous. Some people will just want to run out of the place that they're in, just have this real strong sense of escaping. Panic attacks can last for anything from about just a few seconds, 10, 20 seconds, right the way through to a few minutes. So another feature of PTSD are panic attacks. So anything which is related to or reminds them of the event that caused the PTSD will cause that rising agitation. So people will very, very naturally just try and avoid it wherever they can. You can begin to get a sense of the multitude of symptoms that people with PTSD experience. And one of the things that all the things that I've talked about so far bring is just a general feeling of just being on edge all the time. And this stops people from really connecting to their lives, their community, their loved ones and their friends, even getting any enjoyment out of things that they used to really enjoy. So you're not going to be surprised to know now that another one of the symptoms is being on a complete emotional roller coaster. Sometimes people can feel just a little bit anxious and a little bit sort of on edge, and the next minute they have a complete outburst of anger, tearfulness, real sort of emotional outpourings are very common in many cases of PTSD. One of the most debilitating symptoms of PTSD are the flashbacks and nightmares that a sufferer will experience. Now these flashbacks just can seemingly come out of the blue, and these flashbacks are almost, well, they almost feel as though they transport the person right the way back to the actual event. So even, you know, people have described smelling and seeing and feeling the way that they did in the actual time of the event that caused the PTSD. It's almost like you're picking them up and taking them back through history and actually putting them right back into that experience which caused the PTSD in the first place. So you can begin to get a sense of how anxiety provoking and overwhelming that can be. Now those flashbacks can happen while people are sleeping. So these present themselves in terms of a nightmare, and people often talk about how they, you know, almost dread closing their eyes at night because it's almost like a movie camera that their brain just sort of plays out the scenes of those, or the event that caused the PTSD. So people have problems getting to sleep, and when they are asleep they're woken up by these constant flashbacks, which are the memories being replayed through like a dream sequence, and again the person can wake up feeling really very, very stressed because it's almost as if they've been again put right back into the event. So when they come round to full consciousness, they're in this state of high agitation. Pretty horrible picture, isn't it? PTSD can really wreck people's lives with those symptoms. So what we're going to do now is going to have a look at what exactly is happening in the brain, because it can feel as though it's like you've been completely taken over by these experiences, by these symptoms, but actually what is happening is that the brain is working in a somewhat different way to somebody who doesn't have PTSD. So let's go on and have a look at that now, because once you understand that, you'll realise what needs to be done in order to overcome it. Okay, see you on the next video.